Sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a review slash recap of The Chi Season 6, Episode 9, The Aftermath. I'm super excited because it's finally back after, the actors and writers strike that we have. I'm just excited. I've been waiting for forever for a lot of shows. Power, Book 2 Ghost is coming back next month. I'm excited about that, but I'm also pretty sad because it's gonna be it for that. So, but I'm also excited because The Chi is finally back, and with the acting on this episode, it was very much up to par. Okay, like everything was really good. I felt the emotion through the screen, so I'm excited about this season and what's about to take place. So yeah, let's just get into it. So we first start this episode off with Victor, like it is the aftermath from episode 8. So basically, if I need to go back and watch, but if memory serves me correct, the last we saw Victor was leaving his place and sneaking out the back door or whatever, telling Fatima he was going to go on a walk, or not even tell her at all, but he snuck out. And that was like, ooh, what was about to happen? Now we start this episode of Victor ended up going to the bar / lounge of Duda to go confront him, I'm assuming. And obviously Duda is not there. He ends up running into Bakari, scared the crap out of Bakari. And Bakari was looking at him like, what are you doing? Now, mind you, out of everything and everyone in this cast, I feel like if you had to choose two people that could handle Duda and take Duda out on a live him, I'm betting on Bakari and Victor, aka Trig. Okay, he didn't have that name for no reason. Like, I would feel like they are the only two that can really do it. We know Bakari's rap sheet, his history of handling business multiple times. Okay, like he is definitely one that I feel could do it. If it came down to it. Now, Trig, aka Victor, I feel like he could do it too because, like I said, he didn't get that name for no reason, and it's Trig. Like, those are the only two I could trust. Emmett and Rob, that was a foolproof plan. If it had to be those two, they would be the last people I would have been like, oh, yeah, I have full confidence they get the job done. No, my full confidence is on Bakari and Victor. Do I believe that they're going to be the ones to do it? I'm not sure. I'm trying to wait to see how everything unfolds. But as of right now, they would have been the two people I would have went to, like, hey, I need to get this done. Can you help me? All right. Can you be in the car? Can you be the shooter? Whatever. Like, that, if Emmett was really thinking, even though he was not, he was trying to be big and bad, he should have went with either Bakari or Trig. But, yeah. I did like what Bakari said because it is the truth. If you are trying to unalive Duda, and if you're successful at it or whatever, you're going to become the next Duda, essentially. And that's basically what he was telling Victor. And I feel like that was the theme of this episode, where we have Emmett talking to Zay and stuff like that, and him basically saying the same thing, like, who out of the crew wants his spot? Emmett talking to Bakari, like, who wants his spot? Who wants to be the next Duda? Bakari talking to Nuck, even asking him, like, basically, I want to get out. Don't you want to get out? And them coming to realization, like, it's just not as easy as everyone thinks it is. And then if you go through with a plan or whatever plan you think you have, what's the outcome? Like, how is this going to, like, everybody kind of knows the outcome, but yeah. Then, we have Zay. He still gets on my nerve to this day. Like, I don't know what the outcome is going to be for him, but he just he gets under my skin a lot. Zay, like, we have Zay. I don't know if he's just doing side quests, side missions on his own, or if Doodah's giving him the orders, but obviously he is still immature. Like, he has a lot of growth. He goes up and he shoots up Smokies or whatever. Pisses Doodah off because that's not really what he told him to do. You shut up the establishment. That's bad for business. Now, like, Doodah said, we're gonna be the chicken spot that got shut up. Like, and then Zay just pisses me off because he always has like a smirk or a laugh when somebody else is getting in trouble, and it's just like, how old are you? Like, that's no. The whole crew, I think, altogether is falling apart. All right, so that's just not what Doodah told him to do. He's supposed to be sending out warning shots. He goes and, like I said, shoots up Smokies, thinking like, yes, I'm doing good. I'm about to be top notch for Doodah, whatever. And no, that pisses Doodah off even more. It too pisses off Bakari, who's already crying. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel for Bakari. I do. Because Papa was there. Obviously, Emmett was there. Jake's there, so it's just like, he don't know if his friends is okay. Papa's working. It's just too much going on. So Bakari wants to go check on, Smokies and go check on Papa and stuff like that. And Doodah and his Martin reference of sit your $5 self sit your $5 self down before I make change. That made me laugh because I immediately thought of Martin and Cole, that one episode where Martin was trying to figure out who stole his CD player. Yeah, like, I just had to laugh because I was like, no, they didn't write this in. Like, that was too funny. But I don't know what Doodah's vision is for Bakari. I'm assuming, because I'm trying to remember with him talking to Bianca, if he felt like Bakari would be the next him, essentially, like he would be next in charge, or he's trying to groom him or push him to be next in charge over Zay and Nuck. Because I remember one time Doodah and Bianca were having a conversation. They was kind of scoping the room out of like, okay, Nuck's loyal, Zay is a hothead, he's too wet behind the ears, Bakari, this and that. So, because Doodah is really hard on Bakari, like telling him to sit down, basically stop crying. He don't give a crap about, them shooting up Smokies with people in it. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I keep trying to compare the relationship Doodah had with Jake and the relationship he has with Bakari. Because he was hard. He was kind of hard. He was hard on Jake too, but then Jake kind of got from underneath him and ended up with Victor, thankfully. But Bakari, he's like really, really hard on, like, showing emotion is just too much, And like Nuck said to Bakari, like, we're your family now and all that stuff. So I'm just like, I feel for Bakari because and a lot of the characters and actors in this episode, you can see they're so conflicted. Like, Bakari is conflicted, especially when he's talking to different people. They're trying to get them to realize, like, yes, I want to leave the streets, but it's not that easy. Like, it's not that easy to get from up under Doodah. As you all can see, y'all all trying to get from up under Doodah, but y'all plans are failing. He's smarter than that. Y'all not succeeding. Y'all not taking him out, and y'all making it worse on yourselves. And Bakari wants to have a better life, so he's kind of conflicted. Like, okay, I work for Doodah, but I'm also trying to have a better life. And that's, kind of something he was telling Emmett. Like, one, we all know you was not, you're not, no, your plan, you trying to take him out, we knew that wasn't going anywhere. Same way with Bakari talking and having that conversation with Papa in the aftermath, and him explaining, like, I would have came to see you, but look who we're talking about. Like, it's Doodah, and Papa being like, what happens if I would have been taken out? And Papa's pulpit and just different things like that. And Bakari just being like, look, I understand. He cares for him. Like, they like basically brothers now. And especially after Pastor Stanley. unfortunate demise, um, they're all they have. Like they only really have each other, and so Bakari is just trying to make Papa understand, like, I want to leave the streets. I want a better life, but people don't think I want a better life, and it's just hard. Like, he's really stuck in a rock and a hard place. So I really do feel for him. And that's the same thing Papa, in this episode, Papa had a conversation with Myasia later in the episode, and he was basically explaining to Myasia, like, what do you want for your life? What is your goals? What's going to make you happy, and things that he wants for his life, and his family, oriented and family centered, and, carrying out his dad's legacy and Papa's pulpit, and just different things, which I love. That was a beautiful moment for them too, not only as friends, but you can still see some kind of connection there. And then Kevin, which, even though he's no longer going to be in the season, he did text Myasia and stuff, and then Papa coming to his senses, like, oh shoot, she's with Kevin, let me reel it back in. But you can still see, like, Papa still has feelings for Myasia, and I think she still has some feelings for him, just a little bit, but we'll see later on how that will play out. Speaking of Zay and all his nonsense, because I want to get back to Zay because I was on him. What shocked me the most was just multiple things with Zay, like the fact that he's just so sneaky. He's like a sneaky little rat to me. Duda telling Zay to keep tabs on Bakari through his sister. Everybody called it. A lot of people called it like, oh, there's something about Brittany and her intentions and her just coming back, which I felt that way too a little bit with her having the duffel bag of money and stuff like that. Like, where did you get that amount of money? And the only person you could think of with that amount of money in the shot is Duda. And so that sucks, because you would have hoped that she would have had genuine intentions, but no. So basically, Duda tells Zay, you need to keep a rein on Brittany, making sure that she's keeping eyes on Bakari and that, whole thing. And so he goes and talks to Brittany, Bakari's sister. She's like, look, I need more money. I spent the advance on, which they already know, Gemma. She has ties with Gemma and doing music and all that stuff. And so, he was just like, all right, fine, I can give you another advance. I'm like, dang, the $30,000 is gone already in her wardrobe and all that stuff. So, but he's trying to remind her too, like, your main focus needs to be on Bakari and what he's doing. And so I'm just like, dang, Bakari cannot trust anyone. Like, at this point, he might as well just trust Lene, but can't even trust family, and that sucks. I feel like Lene and Papa at this point, because who else? Like, you can't really trust anyone, and that sucks that he has to be on guard all the time. And like I said, this is why I really feel for Bakari, because I feel like he's more level-headed, especially after the conversation later in the episode that him and Victor and Emmett have at their mental health meeting. You can see he's more level-headed, especially after the visit that he had from Coogie, when he was, drinking a lot and stuff like that, and Coogie just having that heart-to-heart with him in his dream. I feel like he's becoming a little bit more level-headed than a lot of the other characters. Like, they just flipping out like, oh, dude, and he's just like, look, y'all need to think, y'all need to have a plan, this and that. Like, y'all can't just be going in there with nothing. Like, it's not gonna work. So, yeah. Zay also pissed me off because like I said, I don't know if he's doing side missions, but him and Jake, I just wanted to be like, Jake, come here. Give me your neck. Because, like, that pissed me off so much between him and Jake. And Jake just taking the advance. I don't know if it was $30,000, but it was a stack. Like a little stack. Okay, an investment on Jake's business, the Shy Seeds. And my thing too, and I'm just going off characters, not necessarily like all the scenes or whatever, but Victor is another character I feel for right now, especially in this episode. Like I said, him and Bakari are the two right now that I feel for the most. Because Victor is trying to get Jake to understand you just took money from Duda, and Jake being naive and not even naive, because I just don't even think he just hard headed. Okay, like no, I didn't. I took an investment or whatever, and it wasn't from Duda directly. It was from one of his men, and Victor being like, no, it's still Duda at the end of the day. Like Jake, like think. And that just makes me like pissed off because I'm like, Jake, you see all these people trying to get from up under Duda, and you knew it was kind of suspicious by the look on Jake's face, like like I don't know, kind of thing. And I get the business was struggling, but like, come on now. So that kind of just it blew me because I'm like, Jake, you know your relationship with Duda, your history with Duda, like be smarter. And you know, I do applaud Victor for also being like, hey, you need to check your mental health, like tap in, come to a meeting again with all the men or whatever. Like you need to be there, and Jake just being like, I don't care about that right now. And I think I felt for Victor because, like I said, him and Bakari, you can see they're trying to do better and not so much slip back into their old ways, but they're just trying to move forward, trying to do better. They're struggling a little bit, like they're conflicted, but it's just like they're trying to show and help everybody around them, and it's just like, who's going to be there for them? That's what I'm getting right now, especially with Victor. Like, you could tell like a little piece of trig was about to come out, especially when he was talking to Fatima and he just flipped whatever was on the table and he was pissed off because it's like he is essentially the mayor now. Like he's on a good path. He just won whatever, and it's like so much is happening, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like he's trying not to slip back into the streets, but it's like, who else gonna do it? He's trying to keep his brother on the right path. His brother don't want to listen. He's still being hard-headed. He's trying to look out for everybody's mental health and his own mental health, and it's just like, who's going to be there for him? You know, he's taking on a lot. And I think he was trying to get Emmett to understand that. I remember previous episodes, he was just basically trying to get everybody to understand that. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, everybody comes to Victor, especially with his position now. Like, can you do this? I need clearance for this. I remember, I think, Rob came to Victor for something. Not only about his Uncle G, but, like, something else. I can't remember what it was for. I think it was the weed business or whatever, but like everybody was coming at Victor for something, and it was like, who could Victor go to and honestly just let a lot off of his shoulders? Like he has a lot going on, and I don't think anybody's really recognizing that or taking the time to like acknowledge that. It's just like, Victor, I need this. Victor, can you do this? Victor, but like, you know, and Victor's like, and I think that was another reason why he started the mental health group, is for the men to be able to sit down and talk, because they do have a lot going on, and you know. And it's a lot. Like, it's hard. And I think him and Fatima definitely need to have a talk because, like she said, she's not going to be dating somebody that is a killer. And he was like, once a killer, always a killer. But I was just like, well, where's this relationship going? And how long is this going to last? Like, is Fatima going to stay for the long haul, or is she just going to pack it up? And, you know, deal with it or whatever, because I was like, yeah, they must have skipped a lot of conversations, but I think she's probably shocked about that side of Victor, I feel. But it's just like, y'all needed to have a conversation, or I don't know. And that's the thing too about the mental health and Victor still having those meetings. Dang it, the circle got small, okay? Only Emmett and Bakari showed up. There was no Jamal. Gemma's dad wasn't there. Papa wasn't there. The circle used to be big. Darnell wasn't there. Like, Rashad wasn't there. I was like, golly, like, where is everybody? And that's just, it's kind of sad to me. Jake didn't even show up. Like, it's like, oh my gosh. It happens. I'm pretty sure it does happen, but like, it's like, everybody's going through something, and it just would have been nice. You only see the three main ones like just showing up was, like I said, Bakari, Emmett, and Victor, and you can see even at the meeting when Emmett gets up because he decides he wants to go have a sit down in the end of the episode with Doodah, you could see Victor and Bakari like, oh my gosh, nobody is listening to them two. Like, they know, if anybody doesn't know, they know. They have life experiences with the streets and just different things and just trying to reform themselves, change themselves, and get everybody else around them to realize, like, even if you think you're from the streets or you don't know, like, it's not as easy. They trying to start a new path. It's a lot. So like I said, main two ones I feel for the most right now are Bakari and Victor. So yeah. Nuck if you buck. I don't know. Like, I feel like Nuck is in charge of keeping Bakari in order and in line, because him, like I said earlier in the episode, of him just telling Bakari, like, we are your family. Like, I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. Like, yeah, I feel like he's probably the one that's in charge of keeping Bakari in order. And then Bakari going to Nuck and having that conversation, like, didn't you want to wait out? Don't, like, what happened? Why are you still in the game? And, I don't know if Nuck will step up and be one to take Doodah out himself or be a part of the plan. That would be on the least, like, the lower level of my list of, like, okay, out of the people I would think would do it. But I also feel like he does kind of have a soft spot for Bakari. Maybe. I feel like he would do it to help Bakari out. If Bakari ever was backed into a situation that he couldn't get out of, I feel like Nuck would probably step up if something happened between Nuck and Doodah where Nuck's loyalty just shifted and he was no longer like, I gotta be loyal to Doodah. I don't know. Because, again, he is the most loyal. Zay, obviously, everybody knows, well, at least Emmett knows, and Doodah knows, that Zay was having a meeting with somebody, even though I think he thinks it's Emmett, and it wasn't. It was Alicia, obviously. He knows that the night that the shooting took place, Zay was not where he was supposed to be. He was not there. And so, like I said, Emmett knows and Doodah knows. So it was just like, I think probably Nuck knows, of course, because he was there. But it's just like, he wasn't where he was supposed to be. He was having a meeting elsewhere. So loyalty-wise, Zay is not loyal. And you could tell he would probably be the one to either flip or just stir the pot. He's doing some underhanded stuff. I don't know if Doodah will probably figure it out later or eventually, but Zay is not the one. So, and I feel like he's trying to prove his loyalty, but he's just, like Bianca said, wet behind the ears, or Doodah, one of them said it. He's just wet behind the ears. He's doing too much. He's all over the place. He's not structured. He's just always jumping and trying to get under people's skin and laughing and thinking everything's funny and a joke, and it's just like, no. Bakari seems like he's becoming level-headed, and I think Doodah sees that, but at the same time, Bakari wants out. So it's just like, I don't know. Speaking of Alicia, Alicia got on a lot of people's nerves this episode. I love Lynn Whitfield to pieces. She's a phenomenal actress. I love her, love her, love her. I was laughing so hard because from Emmett to Tiff especially was just like her and Alicia and Tiff's back and forth throughout the episode just had me laughing. Because it's just like mother versus girlfriend, like who's number one and the hierarchy right now. It's just like, it's a lot. Alicia is, she don't take no mess. And I can see kind of why her and Rob's relationship is the way it is. And I was laughing too because Rob just magically had to come to Jesus. Just woke up out that coma. Good to go. Walking and everything. I was like, wait a minute, you walking and talking? Rob. All right, that was fast. But I was just like, oh my gosh. And with Tiff being like, I got it, I can put you back to bed and Alicia just like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna be something seeing them their relationship unfold and trying to basically everybody getting used to each other. And I just had to laugh at Tiff, Emmett, and Keisha trying to explain to Alicia like their dynamic and how this whole thing works and how everybody knows each other because, because Alicia was like, this is some black ghetto Brady Bunch, stuff. And talking about back in the day, they didn't used to do this. Where did we get that song Papa Was a Rolling Stone from? Like, our grandparents, great grandparents, like babies on babies on babies on babies, people around the neighborhood. They were something else back in the day, from what I heard. Okay, so I was like, Alicia, girl, you lying type ish. Like, no, I'm just kidding. You're lying. You're lying. Like, yes, they did. Okay, but yeah, I feel like that's the thing too. Like I said, I'm interested in seeing the relationship hopefully grow between Tiff and Alicia, because I feel like Tiff definitely has a lot to learn. She's young, just like the rest of the cast, pretty much most of the cast, and she has a lot to learn from Alicia. Alicia, she's older, wiser, and she knows the game, obviously. And with her decision to move Rob was a quick, smart decision, because Duda was coming for him. Like he told Nuck and Zay, go to the hospital, check the hospital beds, da-da-da-da. They just got there too late, and Alicia had already had Rob moved to the house, which was smart. Tiff was all like, why are we moving him, and da-da-da-da. And it was smart to get him out of there. And so hopefully Tiff can learn something from Alicia once Alicia lets her guard down, hopefully. And I think she might, because I was looking at the trailer and it looks like Alicia, Tiff, and Bianca have a sit down. And plus, Tiff met Bianca and she was thinking of like helping Tiff expand the business to the lounge, which will be very interesting because I'm still trying to figure out if we can trust Bianca or not, because she was sleeping with Duda and I don't know. And like Alicia said, she does want to cash in that favor, but I'm just like, can we trust Bianca? Like, that will just be something to see, because at the same time, I feel like Duda's one thing, but Alicia's another. Like, I feel like you don't even want to get under her bad side. And I think even Rob said that before, like, you don't want to get under her bad side. Like, and I think even Rob, said that she's way worse than Duda. So I can see Alicia being the one to take Duda's spot. I don't know if she'd be the one to take him out personally, but I can definitely see her being the one to take his spot, for real. And if she is the next Duda, the way she is now, and I'm just like, if Rob be trying to warn people like his mom is off the chain, you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to see her be the next Duda, because that was pretty much the theme of like, if you take Duda out, you're going to be the next Duda. Can you handle that? And I feel like Alicia will be the next Duda. So yeah, like I said, I'm happy to see Rob back on his feet. I'm happy, and I skipped this by accident, but I'm really happy that Keisha got told off by Emmett. Like, I'm happy somebody told Keisha about her attitude and the way she was behaving, and I am happy that Emmett and Keisha were able to have that one-on-one, heart-to-heart moment after Smokey's got shot up, because Keisha's attitude, it was a lot. It was funky. I didn't like it. I'm happy. Hopefully, she gets back to being not necessarily the old Keisha, but like a little bit more happier and just constantly working on herself, like the rest of the crew or whatever. Like, just hopefully she kills the attitude, because the attitude was doing too much. She was doing too much, and it was getting on my nerve. And like, Emmett had to tell her, like, you wanted the big house, you wanted this and that, and she she did admit. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, she needed that. She needed somebody to tell her, like, you're tripping, doing too much, pipe down. I'm laughing at Emmett too, because like, he told his mother Jada, like, he got us the gift of gab, and Jada was like, with women, like, you trying to talk to gangsters, like, you have it like that. No. With women you do, but Like, what's up? And I am happy, like I said, with the emotion that I felt this episode, especially in the heart to heart with Jada and Emmett. I know Darnell was trying to like mansplain and keep Jada out of it, but I'm like, y'all kept her out of enough, and she didn't be cancer. She didn't went through enough with both of you guys. Like, tell her what's going on, because of course she's gonna want to help, but she wants y'all to be safe and smart. Like, you can't do what Emmett did, go in without a structured plan and think you're gonna come out safe. And now Duda obviously knows, like, you were after him because, like Darnell said, are you dumb? You told him, or basically told him to be by himself. Like, and then he gets almost shot. Y'all missed. Okay, like, that's the most dumbest thing I ever heard. And so of course he's gonna be after you. And I, like I said, I love the emotion between Emmett and Jada and them having a hug and her being like, I'm here for you, but you need to be smarter. Like, what are you gonna do? Even though Emmett time and time again is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna figure it out. And then like, granted, he did kind of go and talk to everybody one on one. Like, he was able to get Bakari to Smokey's to be a papa. He was able to have that one-on-one with Zay and tell him, like, I have the one-up on you because I am the face of Smokey's. I'm more business-minded than you and Bakari and Nuck. And, you know, I'm the face, you know, whatever. And just explain to him, like, I know that you were supposed to be there, but you were having a meeting. And then Zay kind of pulls back the gun because he's so trigger-happy. And was just like, all right, whatever. Got it. Like, I'll spare your life. So he does kind of have the gift of gab, but he was able to kind of like pick one by one and get into everybody's heads essentially. And that did piss Duda off when Zay went to go tell him, like, so you let him live because he told you like he was the face of Smokies and this and that. Okay. So like, Duda's patience with Zay, Nuck, Bakari is dwindling, and I'm like, you need to get your crew together because y'all are not on the same page. Y'all are slowly crumbling, and it's kind of good because it's kind of showing like Duda does not have. He has the power, but like over his crew, it's just they crumbling. Bakari talking to Nuck, Emmett talking to Bakari, Emmett talking to Zay. Then eventually Emmett talking to Duda himself and trying to come up with a plan, a life for a life. I'll get to that. Like, I'm like, Emmett, Alicia, again, is not one you should be going after, but I'm interested to see how this is going to work with Emmett having eyes on Alicia or trying to take her out. After you did this whole thing with Rob, that's his mother, and who's in a relationship, Rob's in a relationship with Tiff. Like, it's so much going on. That's why I'm just like, are you dumb? Like, Duda's still gonna be on, I feel like, Emmett's back. Same way he's on Zay's back about keeping tabs on Bakari. So I'm just like, I don't know where this is about to go, but I'm interested. I do feel like Emmett just can't do it alone. Like, I feel like he needs to talk to everybody and be like, all right, look, this is what Duda say he wants Alicia out. Like, he needs to let everybody in on the plan instead of, like, what Keisha said of trying to be Superman. I feel like he just needs to let everybody in on what's going on. The people that he can trust. The people that I feel like are going to do something. Because not explaining stuff to people and not letting them in, it's not working. Emmett cannot do it by himself. He cannot. Maisha and Gemma. And Brittany. Woo! I can't sing and I was trying not to hit no notes, but woo. Okay. Maisha, I don't know if she needs to draft up some kind of contract with Gemma. Because I don't think this is going to work. I don't know. Gemma is all over the place. I could see her being good at business if she keeps it about business. Gemma is trying to mix business and pleasure. And it's either you focus on Brittany as an artist or you focus on Maisha as an artist. Or you can focus on them both, but you need to know how to manage both of them without the pleasure and the feelings of, do I want to be with Brittany and do I want to be with Jake? Is this just a phase? Like when she was talking to Tiara about her whole thing with Brittany, it's just like, what are you doing? Because Brittany gave you an advance Gemma. Okay. And you can see Brittany getting a little bit jealous of Myasia and them having that group studio session. Which I was just like, I didn't like how Brittany was trying to come at Myasia like, the beat's nice. I'm like Myasia said, I'm talking to Gemma, not you. So I'm just like, Gemma, either you're gonna keep them separate or are you going to just focus on them at the same time? I don't know if Gemma can really focus on them at the same time, or if they're going to be doing joint out on songs or whatever, because it's just like it's too much. I feel like it's too much for Gemma. Like Gemma was trying to tell Brittany, Myasia, I wouldn't be where I am at or a manager or whatever if it wasn't for Myasia. Myasia gave her an opportunity, and I'm like, don't forget that, Gemma, because y'all went out to eat, pushed Myasia off to the back burner, and she saw that, and she was hurt, and her feelings are hurt, and so it's just like, you might lose Myasia, and can you handle just having Brittany? But like, dude, I said he don't give nothing, no craps or nothing about Brittany's music or him messing with Gemma. He needs her to focus on Bakari. So it's just like, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I don't know if Gemma's really good at business, but she needs to figure it out if she can have Brittany as an artist. Or give Brittany her money back and be like, look, I just need to focus on my Asia. Because I don't even know, like, especially with Gemma and Jake, with Jake scrolling on IG and liking girls' pictures, I'm like, y'all just need to break up at this point. I don't know what y'all got going on. Because Gemma want to do her. It looks like Jake don't even care. Like, he said he not her keeper, or, he don't know her whereabouts 24/7. So it's just like, y'all just need to go y'all separate ways. Do y'all own thing. But Gemma need to figure out herself. And I think that's, she's still maturing. She's still trying to figure out herself. But it's just like the business side of it, she needs to figure that out quick. Because losing Myasia, I don't know. And it's sad because Myasia wants a lot for herself. She wants a family. She wants to, take care of her family and stuff like that. And that's something she's always been doing. Ever since we met Myasia, that's something she's always been doing. Even from the time when the season first started, like way back when, sorry, my eyes itching, her stealing Kevin's bike and, needing to go to the grocery store to just get milk, or her taking care of her siblings while her mom was out, and Papa's daddy, Papa Stanley, giving, her mom money. Like, Myasia has always been family oriented, so I'm like, Myasia has a goal, has reasons why she's doing this, she's very serious about it. I would hate for Gemma to lose out on that, because Brittany's just playing, I'm not saying she's just playing around, but she really just wants Gemma. It seems, for now. But is she serious about the music? I don't know. Nina and Dre, I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't. It kind of shocked me a little bit. I was just like, okay, well, wait a minute. Well, dang. Shocks. Like, well, okay. Same way, I love Tracy and Deja's conversation. It was hilarious. I'm like, okay. Dang to that too. Dang. Well, dang. Like, with, I remember the whole thing that happened with Rashad. I'm just like, good Lord. A lot of breakups so far. Yeah, Nina and Dre, Deja and Rashad, like... Tracy was like, team single, I ain't gotta deal with nothing. Nathaniel, okay, like, I'm chilling, I'm cool, I'm great, come join me. Like, that had me rolling. So yeah, this episode was very interesting for sure. I'm excited to see the rest of the cast. Lene, Jamal, Rashad. It looked like on the trailer some new faces, and I've heard Brett Gray is going to be in this, so I'm really excited because I enjoyed him on My Block, and I am so excited. He's a great actor. Phenomenal. Praise. So I'm excited to see the rest of the season and the rest of the episodes. Fridays cannot come fast enough, thanks to Paramount Plus. But I am really just super amped, super excited. It wasn't like too much this episode. It definitely answered some questions, especially with Victor, like where did he go when he left the house, and just different things. Like I said, if I had to bet money or put my faith and my all into the two people, it would have to be Victor and Bakari. They're the most conflicted right now to me. If anybody, they would have been the ones I would have went to instead of trying to do something on my own and by myself. I probably would have went to them because Bakari, we know his rap sheet, he don't miss. And Victor, he's named Trig for a reason. But yeah, like you can see that they want better for themselves, and I'm just hoping that nothing happens to those two, because that would crush me. Because right now you could tell they have a lot on their shoulders, and like I said, I'm just hoping that nothing happens to those two, because they're trying their best to look out for themselves, and it just feels like they don't really have anyone to turn to. And then trying to look out for everyone else and get them to understand, like, this is what's going on. I'm telling you from experience, for one, like, y'all should not be doing this. Whether it was Victor trying to explain to Jake about his decisions and Jake brushing him off. And I'm just like, you better listen to your brother before it's too late. Like, he is wiser. He has experience. He's not just telling you things for no reason. Whether it was Bakari and Victor trying to talk to Emmett, like, you're a loose cannon. You're just going off of whatever, like, reel it in. Think about stuff before you do it. That's another thing. Like, especially with Emmett and Rob, like, did we get him? And it's like, no, we missed. Like, well, now he knows it was y'all too. Like, yeah, like, I think everybody just trying to tell Emmett to think before he does anything. So it was a lot to unfold and unpack. But yeah, that's just the main things that stood out to me. Like, I just feel like Bakari and Victor really kind of not screaming out for help, but they are just on the brink of, like I said, being there for themselves and trying to be there for everybody, and you just can't always do it for everybody. You can't be Superman for everybody. Like, sometimes you just got to let stuff unfold, and I don't know. So I'm just interested to see the next couple of episodes and where everything is gonna go. Sorry. Oh my gosh, sorry. Ooh, the water almost choked. But yeah, so that's my take on this episode. I hope you enjoyed this review / recap. I'm excited for the next week's episode to see what happens, to see, the rest of the cast. And I'm excited for this season. I am so happy they're back, and I'm even more excited because they got renewed for season 7. Like, yes, I'm happy. I think they're actually probably going to start filming it, or I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited that they got it renewed for season 7, and I'm excited. I love this show. I love the cast. So, yeah. All right. Well, I hope everyone, like I said, enjoyed the review / recap. Please go watch my other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And I'm out. Bye.